Today, we will be previewing the big fixtures coming up on the weekend. We will be looking at the Liverpool versus Chelsea. That's on Saturday. And Manchester United will take on the mighty Arsenal at the Emirates on Sunday. Joining me today to preview these two games, we have with us Sugar Belly.
Greetings, subscribers. Greetings, viewers and subscribers.
And we also have with us Speedy.
Big up to the people, them. I don't know they have to support Liverpool, huh? Yes.
All right, gents, welcome to Beating the Press podcast. So we're going to jump straight into it. Right off the bat, we're going to be taking a look at Liverpool versus Chelsea. Usually this is a top of the table fixture or clash. However, these two teams find themselves this season in mid-table mediocrity.
Yeah.
So I'm going to jump and turn it over to you, Speedy. Looking at this game, how do you see both teams coming into this fixture?
To be honest, it's a really hard game to call. Both of our teams has been shit all season. You know what I mean? Our coaches have been looking like they don't know what they're doing. So it could go either way. Looking back at the two previous fixtures last season, I saw that Liverpool and Chelsea, they were more in form at the time. So it was easier for us to say like the game would go this way, or it could be possession based, it could be counter-attacking. But for this game, I'm not exactly sure what tactic or how each coach will go about approaching the game. Considering it's at Anfield, I would expect Liverpool to come out guns blazing as usual. You will never walk alone, the atmosphere, everything. But as you know, Chelsea, that has never faced Chelsea before. They've always come to Anfield and give them a good game. So, tactically, I'm not sure how the game will
Well, we'll get to the tactics a bit later in the podcast, but
basically, looking at it so far, I think we will win the game, but it will be very close. Very close.
Interesting. One thing for sure, which I've seen from Liverpool though, is that throughout the entire season they've been consistently inconsistent. So they right now, based on how they're playing, they are a very hard team to read. You know, 1 minute they're
very,
up, the next minute they're down.
And if you look at it, when Van Dijk was here, the team was playing the same way. If you look back at when Diaz and Jota was present, I mean, we didn't have a good start to the season. And to be honest, I'm really confused as to why this is going on. I don't think it's down to just Sadio Mane leaving alone. I think it's more. I wouldn't even say the 7-year thing with Klopp. I think it's more the board. I think the board should back in Klopp a lot more than.
Oh, you mean in terms of the financial outlay?
Of course, transfers, man. Come on.
Okay. Speaking of transfers,
compete with Arsenal transfer-wise.
Speaking of transfers,
not even Arsenal.
Let me put this one to Sugar Belly. What are your views on Chelsea coming into this match? Speedy spoke quite at length about Liverpool, but what of Chelsea?
Well, technically, so far it has been a very underwhelming season for Chelsea. Season started very poorly from pre-season, from the Arsenal game in the United States.
Okay.
You could see where there were 1,000 problems going into this season for Chelsea. And it all culminated in the first 2 weeks when Boyle decided to sack Thomas Tuchel. So
turning point.
It will be interesting to see how this game pans out on the weekend. Chelsea is suffering from a lot of injuries recently. New transfers coming in as well. So
indeed,
there's some things to look forward to for the fans. So I'm very excited to see the new signings this weekend.
You think
that's what I'm looking forward to?
They'll be thrown straight into the fire at this point?
I think so. I think Modric will be starting this weekend, definitely, especially with Felix on a 3-game ban.
Not to interject, but where do you think they will play Modric?
On the left-hand side, definitely.
Left. Okay.
Left of a front three. Yes.
Well, you've segued a bit there, Speedy, into the next point in terms of how do you think both teams will line up from a tactical point of view and also from a team selection. And you can also give us your comment on, the key players you think might make the difference in this fixture. Because based on what you guys have been saying, it sounds as if this game could go either way.
It could go either way. I mean, if any Liverpool fan out there thinks that Jurgen Klopp is going to change the formation against Chelsea, I don't see it happening. Isn't it? All season I said try a 4-2-3-1. Why you buy Carvalho and not using him? You're putting on Doak. We're not saying that Doak is not a good player, but you're throwing him in the fire. You bought Carvalho as a generational talent. You'd expect to see him play. He's used sparingly. So if I'm going to team selection, I think that they would probably go the same 4-3-3 formation.
Okay.
With Trent at right back. I'm not sure if Tashimika started the game against Wolves because of an
No.
injury to Robertson. But if it's a case of Robertson's fit, then it will definitely be Robertson.
I think
I'd go
Klopp was
with
just resting
Phillips.
Robertson for that fixture.
I'd go with Phillips and Matip.
Phillips
And
haven't played all season. And you're gonna play him against Chelsea in this big game?
I don't want to see Joe Gomez. I don't want to see Joe Gomez. So for me, I
controversial
would go
pick there.
with either Phillips or Matip or Phillips and Konate. More than likely Phillips and Konate.
But you're saying
the problem
Phillips
is
will be
none of
your
those
linchpin
players.
in
but
the centre back position.
Of
It's
course,
Phillips
he's a
and someone
quality
else
defender.
for
He's
you.
just not given the chance.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's a quality defender. He's just not given the chance. The problem is Liverpool plays very good with a ball playing centre back. I don't think that Konate or Phillips, either of them, is a ball playing centre back.
Okay.
So if I'm going off what I want to see, I prefer to see Konate and Phillips. But I think that Klopp will use Konate and Matip.
Oh, okay.
In the
I see.
Midfield. I'd hope that Klopp will be bold enough and give, Bijetic a next chance. But more than likely, I think that he'll start Fabinho again because he doesn't really like to change. So I think it'll be Fabinho in the defensive mid area, partnered by Thiago on the right and Henderson on the left.
Okay.
I'm not sure about the injury update on
Nunes?
On Nunes. So I'm not sure, but if
I
Nunes was
think
to be
Nunes
here,
should be fit. He missed both fixtures. He missed the Brighton fixture and he also missed the midweek fixture against Wolves. So
it was projected for 2 games.
Yes, based on my latest research, I would be thinking he should be fit for this fixture at Anfield.
All right, so yeah, I would have Nunes on the left, Salah on the right, and what's his name? The new guy.
Gakpo.
From PSV Eindhoven.
Gakpo
down the middle.
I see.
If we're going to give Chelsea any form of trouble, I think that's the best team. And if we're going to take the game serious to them, I think we need to start very fast.
So you would say that is the
quick build-up play,
strongest lineup on paper for Liverpool then?
It's the strongest lineup for Klopp. Yes.
Okay, I see. So technically you're saying to us then, while that may be Klopp's lineup, from your personal point of view, that's not necessarily yours.
If I was in charge of picking the team,
yes,
naturally it would be Trent still at right back, Robertson at left back, Phillips and Konate. I'd use in the 2 because it would be a 4-2-3-1.
Right.
I'd use in the 2 Fabinho and Thiago. Then I'd have well, in the event that most of the players were available, so I'd have Carvalho in the center of the 3, partnered by Nunes on the left and Salah on the right. And then we'd have Gakpo right through the middle. But I highly doubt Klopp will use that formation.
I guess we'll have to watch the game and see what transpire. But I'll bring Sugar Belly in at this point. Sugar Belly, you're the resident expert on all things Chelsea. What say you in terms of the tactical approach you think Potter will utilize against Liverpool at home? And what of team selection with all these new transfers coming in? Obviously, they're going to take time to gel, but the games are coming thick and fast. How do you see this one in terms of tactics and team selection?
Well, since the World Cup break, Chelsea has had a mixed run of results. So it would be interesting to see if Potter has turned the corner here after the last game going into this big fixture. Um, we might be ninth and 10th respectively on the table, but there's 3 points still up for grabs. So it's very interesting to see how Potter goes into this game. I expect him to feature a solid lineup. Um, we have a few youngsters who have been getting minutes lately,
Okay,
so it would be interesting to see if any of them makes it into this starting lineup for the weekend, especially Lewis Hall and
Louis
Karni
Hall.
Chukwuemeka. So
Mm,
I
yes.
expect Pata to go with experience, however. So I expect a starting lineup of Kepa, Chaloba, Thiago Silva, um, maybe the new signing features again, Badia Chile after that brilliant
Badiashile.
debut.
Indeed,
Yes.
indeed.
And I expect Cucurella to come back in after being rested for the last 2 games.
Right, right.
Um, midfield three should be balanced. I expect Jorginho, Kovacic, and Mount to start there. Yes, and
Strong
up
midfield
front,
three there.
I expect ZH, Havertz, and Modric, the new signing there.
Madrid, did you signing?
Yes,
Yeah, that's indeed a lineup I'm looking forward to seeing as well. I'm looking to see how the new players are integrated
I
into the
think
system.
it's quite a fire to put Madrid on his debut at Anfield. Don't you think, Sugar Belly?
well, I mean, who else is available up there at this point for
What
Chelsea?
about Pulisic? Is he fit?
Pulisic is
Christian
out for
Pulisic?
about 2 months currently.
Oh,
Injury.
Yes,
fortunate.
the injuries are what they said to have been fueling Chelsea in the transfer window with the recent injuries to Pulisic and Sterling in the Manchester City
Oh,
game.
Sterling is out as well.
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
man. So I expect changes up front from Potter.
Yes, indeed, indeed. This game is one which may very well turn into a ding-dong battle, with both teams really out of form. This one could definitely go either way. But
Definitely.
generally speaking now, from an output point of view, how do you, Speedy, see this one playing out? Is it that Liverpool is gonna dominate possession, Chelsea gonna dominate possession? How do you see it playing out? And give us your final result.
Yeah, back to my original point. When I said that based off the last 2 games last season, if I
Yes.
was to go into that into this fixture, analyzing it from that standpoint, I would have said that it would have been a tight tactical affair. It probably would be down to one mistake.
Mm,
But if I look on how both teams are playing this season, they've been
right,
hurt,
right.
especially defensively. Transition extremely slow, moving the ball from left to right, not really attacking with any fight, not pressing as they normally would. Um, Fabinho looking slightly past it.
Mm.
Van Dijk looking like we probably preempt his greatness a little bit too early, comparing him to Ramos and Cannavaro and those type of quality defenders in history.
Strong words there.
So, yeah, if I'm to go for how I think it would be tactically, I think it's going to be a sloppy game. I think that mistakes will be made at both ends. And
Okay,
it's just who is more clinical or who is less wasteful
indeed.
will win the game.
Definitely.
I was to predict a score. If I'm to go with my heart, I'm going to say Liverpool 2-1. But if I'm being real, I think that it will be a 1-1 draw.
1-1 draw. Okay, all right. That's a fair assessment. Interesting point you made there in terms of chance creation. when I was
Yeah.
doing some research, I realized Liverpool is the leader in terms of big chance created with 60 chances. However, of those 60 chances, they've only managed to convert 16. So that has been a big issue for Liverpool this season. So while
Yeah.
they are creating,
If
they haven't been very
yeah,
clinical in
I
front of
mean,
goal.
you can take the statistics into account, but we also have to look at the fact that we bought in a new striker coming in from the Eredivisie.
Okay.
He had if I was to look back at his stats for Benfica, he always got a lot of chances. He was
Oh, you'd
that
say,
type of
oh, I
player.
thought you
He
were
knew
talking
how to
about
put
Gakpo.
himself in the right position then. You get what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Who are you
But
referring to? Gakpo
basically,
or Nunes?
Darwin Nunes.
Nunes. Okay.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
Nunes came in
But
from the Portuguese league.
yeah. But yeah, in Portuguese league. So
Yeah.
if I'm to look at his stats now, I don't think that they're a true reflection of him actually gelling in the team. So yeah,
Okay.
people might say, yeah, he got this amount of chance and that amount of chance. But I think it's not a true reflection of his quality,
Better is
Liverpool's
yet to come then.
quality, and the overall balance of the team. I think that with time and once, he gels better,
Right, right.
I think that he has the potential to be a world-class player. And
Okay.
I'm telling all those Erling Haaland fans, do not let Darwin Nunes add goals to his game, as it will be over. It will be over.
All right.
Haaland adds
A strong
nothing
message here
besides
from
goals to his
Speedy.
game. Yeah,
Strong message here from Speedy.
strong as always.
That lead me to segue over to Sugar Belly.
Yeah.
Give us your breakdown on your expectation for this game. How do you think it will pan out, and what say you on the final result?
Well, with all that is at stake this weekend, I expect a very cagey affair. Seeing based on the recent performances of both teams. Last week Liverpool were very awful against a very spirited Brighton side. So it
That's right.
after the cup game midweek now, they recoup, beat Wolves. So it's interesting to see how or what level of energy Liverpool brings to the table this weekend. So
Yes.
it's very interesting. I think Chelsea now also wants to prove that these youngsters can come in, can do the job. So um as well, Potter is under immense pressure from the fans. So
Yes.
I expect Chelsea to come with a solid performance. So I'm expecting a 1-1 draw,
1-1 draw.
You
definitely.
think if,
Okay.
if if Potter loses horribly, they will sack him?
No,
Sugar
definitely
Belly?
not.
You think that they are working with the project? They'll stick through the project.
Yes, I
Arteta like.
mean, Todd Bowley has made a few um unconventional decisions. However, I think
Yeah.
as a businessman, he will stick to what he did. He will be accountable, and I think he will stick with Potter, definitely.
Interesting view there, Sugar Belly. Interesting view there, Speedy. Both of you pretty much going with it seems as if it will be a cagey affair from both of your point of view, where you're both predicting
Yeah, we've
from
been
a
horrible all
1-1.
season, so
So
yeah, I think Aja is a fair
it
result.
seems like it's gonna be a close fixture. I'm looking forward to seeing this one and seeing how it plays out. But let's pivot. Let's pivot over and let's now change our focus to look at the big one on the weekend. Arsenal, the league leaders, facing off against Manchester United. So it's pretty much a top of the table clash, if
Yes,
you want
man,
to
top
look
of
at
the
it from
table
that point of
affair.
view. And the results could obviously have, season-long implication, title winning implications. So we're gonna jump right into this one to preview Arsenal playing at home versus Manchester United. Sugar Belly, I'm gonna look to you to lead us off on this one. What are your thoughts on both teams entering into this fixture?
All right. Arsenal to me is the team of the moment right now. Obviously, they're top of the league. Best performances. I guess they have the most unformed players as well. So it's very interesting to see. We could say the same almost for Manchester United as well because they're coming off a big derby win against Man City last weekend.
That's
So
right.
it's very interesting to see how they approach this big game.
Yes,
Gunners,
indeed.
Gunners,
Manchester United, before the Crystal Palace fixture, had won 9 straight games.
yes, definitely.
Crystal Palace basically interrupted that winning streak with that late goal from that
Beautiful free kick. Yes.
magnificent free kick from Olise that ended that game in a 1-1 draw. So both teams are in form. Arsenal playing at home. The last meeting ended with Manchester United running away 3-1 winners, courtesy of a double from Rashford and a cancellation from Saka. Anthony had the other goal for Manchester United. That was at home. Different circumstances this time around. What say you, Speedy?
Where do you say the game is playing again?
This one is on for Sunday at the Emirates.
At the Emirates. At the Emirates. I'm being honest, I mean, can't really pinpoint what specific thing or even a specific reason as to why this same Arsenal team with one and two additions has been playing so well this season.
Mm.
I mean, you have to give praises to Arteta. He has been doing a really good job.
That's true.
You have to give praises to Ten Hag also, because I mean, taking over in that situation with the whole Ronaldo fiasco and this and that must have been really hard. A lot of people would say, that's the original EPL rivalry. I don't have time for that comment anywhere. But I mean, I think Man United fans, I think the players, I think everyone around both clubs are really looking forward to this affair. And
Indeed.
I think history has shown us that highly anticipated affairs such as this
Yes.
often end in a draw.
Okay.
So if I am to go with how form or whatever, you would say that probably Arsenal will come out winners. But I think my gut feeling is telling me that this one might be a draw. So going for a
Okay.
1-1 draw as well.
1-1 draw. Jumping the gun there, but let's see. That's an interesting point you made there in terms of tight affairs where both managers might not necessarily go all out attacking, but are a bit more conservative in their approach. That
Yeah.
leads me to ask, Sugar Belly, how do you see this one lining up from a tactical point of view? What's the approach you think both managers will take, and who are some of the key players that may very well determine the outcome of this fixture?
Well, I think both teams will turn up on the day and try to get all 3 points. Definitely. This game will definitely be a midfield battle between those two holding midfielders from Arsenal and those. Well, with Casemiro out now, we have to also assume that Ten Hag might go with two holding midfielders as
yes,
well.
Casemiro is out.
Definitely. So it's very interesting to see how these holding midfielders would cope with both attacking midfielders in Bruno
Well,
Fernandes and Odegaard. So
interestingly enough, though, Sugar Belly, the last time these two teams met, Casemiro did not feature either, and Manchester United ran away winners. Do you think it
well,
might be a repeat of the same?
I think it will be a bit different this time because Man United have gained some kind of dependence on Casemiro since that last fixture. So it will be interesting to see how well they can cope without him there. He brought a lot of experience into that starting 11, and he has also won games for them. I think even the Chelsea game he scored the equalizer, so it's a very big miss on Sunday.
Okay.
Definitely.
Well, I believe the Arsenal team seemingly picks itself. I can't see Arteta making many
Any
changes
changes?
or any changes to that starting 11 that lined up against Spurs. But do you
Is it
see
just
Ten
that deal
Hag making
confirmed?
any changes?
The Trossard deal is confirmed for Arsenal?
Yes, of
Yes,
course.
man.
Yes, yeah. Trossard,
Signed and sealed.
yeah, that's a recent transfer which occurred
Okay.
earlier today. Trossard to Arsenal. Yes, that's a confirmed deal. And here we go.
Here
Yes,
we go.
that one is confirmed.
Yeah.
Will he be available? I am not sure. It depends on the timing of his registration. I believe if he is registered before midday, then he will be available
I
for
think even
selection.
if he gets registered though, I heard the Brighton coach, don't exactly remember his name, but I think Trossard was
Deserve,
necessarily
deserve.
training for a while. So I don't think he would even be match fit for the game.
Well, who to tell?
So
We'll have to wait and find out. That's why we watch the games,
yeah,
Many
yeah,
surprises may
definitely.
pop up, As they say, the ball
Yeah.
is round. So, but
Mhm.
going back to Arsenal and Manchester United in terms of their team selection, we're
Yes,
saying pretty much Arsenal team picks itself, but what of the Manchester United team? For example, Shaw has been playing at centre half for the last few games. Do you think there will be any changes to Ten Hag starting 11?
definitely. Ten Hag over the last few games has been tinkering with the attack as well. I think since Ronaldo left and the misfortunes that Martial has been facing, they don't really have that out and out center forward that they need.
Okay,
I think they have a new arrival in Weghorst. He
Weghorst.
played midweek, so
Didn't he
maybe
lose
there'll be a few
60 as well
changes up
midweek?
front. We've seen where in some games, Ten Hag has opted to start Anthony wide with Rashford wide as well with a striker up front.
Okay,
And we have also seen where he has chose to go with Rashford
through the
up
middle.
front from the get-go. So that will be one place of to look forward to who starts there definitely.
Yes, indeed. That is definitely the big question right now in terms of how he plays Red Hot Rashford and the new signing Weghorst. Does Weghorst start from the jump, or does he play Rashford through the middle to start, and then maybe during the course of the game, changes may be made to that attack? But definitely one to look forward to. That's definitely might be one of the talking points of the weekend. But
Definitely.
let's move ahead though. In terms of how you see this one playing out, Speedy, how do you see both managers managing the game, and what's the narrative that may very well play out in this one?
Um, well, as you all know, Arteta is not one for controlling his emotions, and his team oftentimes get revved up by that or hurt by that. I think Ten Hag is a calmer head. He instills a certain level of what I call it, composure in his players and also in his mannerism. So I think it will be calm and collected versus fiery and aggressive.
Okay.
So, but I didn't even remember that Casemiro would not be there.
Yes, he picked
I
up
mean,
a
that man
yellow
is a
card against
generational
Crystal
talent.
Palace, so
Yeah, card
he's
of
suspended for this
humiliation.
fixture.
Yeah, so even in that, I think I'm going to change my result from a John.
Okay.
I have Arsenal to nick it 2-1. Yeah,
So you're
Casemiro is
saying
a
Casemiro
big
is that big
loss,
of an influence that
big
it's gonna
loss,
influence the
huge.
result?
If in my opinion, if Ten Hag was to get the same level of productivity out of the team that he would have from Casemiro, you would have to have Ericsson doing the passing and dribbling outside of trouble that Casemiro does so well, and someone there to tackle back, run back, close down the play that Casemiro does so well. No, if you have two persons on the field to do that specific job, that's like one person. That's what Casimiro would have done in his role would have been one person. Now you're using two roles, which takes away an extra spot from the team, whether it be attacking wise or defensively. So I think Man United will probably come up short somewhere there. So yeah, I think it will be a 2-1. I think
Interesting
Casemiro
prediction
is
there.
a huge loss. Huge.
Okay. What say you, Sugar Belly? What's your predicted result?
Um, I think Man United will struggle to cope with the energy and overall youthful exuberance that the Gunners team possess. Arteta's team is what I would say is more well drilled. He has spent more time with them as opposed to Ten Hag with Manchester United. So I expect Arsenal to be on the front foot from the get-go. this late in the season, I've seen where Arsenal somewhat has a strong mentality going into these big games. So I expect them to try and get an early goal and see how they can control the game from there, definitely. So my prediction is a 3-1 win for Arsenal.
3-1 win for Arsenal. Okay,
Yes.
so we have two contrasting views there. Speedy saying 2-1 for
Yeah,
Arsenal.
2-1 for Arsenal.
Sugar Belly going 3-1 for Arsenal. I'm gonna sit on the fence for this one. I'm gonna say it's gonna be too tight to call. I'm gonna go for a 1-1 draw. A 1-1 draw.
Possibly,
I think both
possibly.
teams will
I
cancel
don't
each
think
other
that's
out.
a far-fetched result.
Well, viewers,
Fair
subscribers,
enough.
there you have it. We are at the end of our podcast. I'd just like to thank Speedy and Sugar Belly for coming on board to sharing with us their views. Very interesting views, somewhat controversial at times, but the views are varied, the perspectives are different. We just want to thank our viewers and subscribers for staying with us this far into the podcast. Please remember to share, like, and subscribe. Until next time, this is Rafa signing off.
Big up Liverpool and Madrid.